Well, here we are, die Singgemeinschaft, on our concert tour im Südschwarzwald, im Basler Land und in Wien. 2 weeks of concerts, workshops, and yes, a little bit of sightseeing. Norbert, why does everyone have so much luggage, was our bus driver throughout the trip, and I think deep down he knew we were the best group ever. Our base for the first week was in the middle of Lörrach, the Hotel Meyerhof, just a few minutes away from the border to Switzerland, and so we went to Basel right the next day. Transportation in Europe is a breeze, by bus, train or streetcar. The red sandstone Rathaus in Basel, right on the main square, am Marktplatz, is an imposing building, but the original was largely destroyed during the Basel earthquake of 1356. Additions and restorations were completed only in 1904. The city's position on the Rhine long emphasized its importance. Basel, for many centuries, possessed the only bridge over the river between Lake Constance and the sea. Basel also has Switzerland's only cargo port, through which goods pass along the navigable stretches of the Rhine and connect the ocean-going ships at the port of Rotterdam. With the Münster ferry, we get across to the red sandstone Münster, one of the foremost late Romanesque early Gothic buildings on the Upper Rhine. It was also badly damaged in the Great Earthquake of 1356, rebuilt in the 14th and 15th century, extensively reconstructed and further restored in the late 20th century. It was originally a Catholic cathedral and today is a Reformed Protestant church. And no jet lag for us, it's showtime in Rheinach.
Geschätzte Gäste, ich darf Sie recht herzlich begrüßen heute oben zu diesem wirklich tollen Event mit dem kanadischen Chor aus Calgary, deutschsprachig,
Ja.
teils. Und es ist wirklich fantastisch, wenn wir zu dieser Musikfolge gekommen sind, über Barbara Hahn und für unsere Dirigenten und Steinverkäufer. Und ich würde eigentlich so
Grüezi Weihnachten. Danke vielmals, dass Sie gekommen sind. Und das war's. The next day started with our singing at the Sunday Mass at the Mühleschopf. What a special treat beim Frühschoppenkonzert with the Musikverein Zinken.
Sehr laut, nicht so laut. Aber ja. Nee, also uns gefällt. Schön, schön. Und das Essen, das ist ja das Schweinebregel. Ja, der ist gut.
Between performances, a quick trip to Schloss Bürgeln, past a village with lots of storks. From Bürgeln Castle, one has a beautiful view of the Rhine Valley, the Sausenburg and Lörrach and Basel. Bürgeln was first mentioned in 1125, but after centuries of wars and fires, Bürgeln was erected in its present form as Monastery St. Blasien in 1762. The neoclassicistic style with the playful Rococo decor draws several thousands of visitors per year. Back at the Mühleschopf, we were one of 6 choirs performing that evening, with the men's choir from Gräsgen as a special treat. On the way to the Swiss Alps, and while Norbert was filling up the bus, some choir members showed their agility and flexibility. But where are the guys? From Lauterbrunnen, we took the gondola to Grütschalp and then the narrow gauge railway to Mürren. On the way, we had a wonderful view of the whole valley and the towering mountains Eiger, Mönch und Jungfrau. Funny that at an elevation of 1650 meters, voices seem to sound differently. Mürren is a traditional Walliser mountain village in the Bernese Oberland and has a population of just 450, but has 2,000 hotel beds. Through several tunnels and along Thunersee, we get back to Lörrach. Die Burgruine Röteln, or Röteln Castle, is the third largest castle ruin in Baden. The castle has probably existed since the beginning of the 11th century, and in the year 1102 it is first documented mention of a Lord of Röteln. During the Franco-Dutch War in 1678, the castles of Röteln, Sausenburg and Badenweiler were destroyed by the army of the French Marshal Gregg. Due to the extreme poverty after the war, the castle ruins were thereafter used as a source of building stone. The Black Forest Society of Baden began to survey the ruins in 1884 in order to preserve what was left. Today, the ruins have been restored to approximately their condition after their destruction in 1678.
round tower like this. Und man sagt, es ist ein unterirdischer Kanal bzw. ein Tunnel von hier bis zur Sauselburg.
Tüllinger Höhe, with a view of Burg Reuteln and the Rhine Valley. Siegfried Bürgerlin, who was our guide in Reuteln, hosted the workshop in Schallbach. Gesangverein Schallbach und Siegfried's Accordion Orchestra were superb hosts, and our choir adapted to the lower altitude much better and sang really well. What a beautiful part of Germany the Schwarzwald is. Picturesque towns, churches, castle and ruins, and lots of good wine and food.
Papa kauft ja seinen eigenen Schnaps da drüben, wa? Oh ja.
We explored the historical old town of Staufen and hiked between the vineyards up to the castle, and naturally had to taste the very ripe grapes along the way. The most famous inhabitant of Staufen actually was Johann Georg Faust, who was the model for Goethe's masterpiece. Here a modern Bacchus, the Roman god of wine. Through the Münstertal, we drove to the town of Badenweiler, a health resort and spa with warm mineral springs and Roman baths. You can relax at the Kurhaus, built in 1853, and in a park of 15 acres with the Grand Ducal Castle and a big pond with black swans.
Jetzt ist mein Akku leer. Jetzt muss ich meine Batterie aufladen, weil ich habe kein